Hi, everyone. I hope that you are having a great day. I am taking 10 minutes off from my study schedule to share, hoping that it could help somebody out there. Today's title is Go Deeper in Love. I wanted to share about this because it's something that God is training me. Um, So I felt like I knew how to love. I met many people in my life, and usually I'm pretty cordial. I don't scream or swear most of the time. I'm pretty chill. Um, but recently, God has been asking me to elevate the level of love. And when God asks you something, He's asking you to do something. And what if you don't want to do it? Because I know it's going to be hard. Going deeper in love is more like dying to yourself. I'm not talking about loving like a new boyfriend or a really nice friend that you have or a family member you're so comfortable with. That's easy. You could love and spend time. I'm talking about loving a difficult person or loving some some people just don't gel with you, right? Difficult person who you don't want to hang out with. And God has some ways to put those beautiful people in my life to reveal my heart state, which I'm very grateful for. So when you meet people like that drains you or make you uncomfortable, or you meet people who has no value in terms of your social ladder, they're not going to help you. You hanging out with them or that person will not elevate your social ladder. Let me say that. I had some people like that in my life, and I was glad to do that. But this season in my life, God is asking me way more. Um, and loving them exposes my heart that God wants to form. So I'm at this crossroad. Do I follow Jesus and listen to what he says, or do I follow what I want to do? And I was talking with him in the car the other day driving because I was telling him, God, I don't want to do this. You have put me so many trials, and I think I went through enough of them. Why are you making me to die to myself again? How much do I need to do? And I was very passionate about it. And God was telling me certain very interesting things. So I wanted to share with you about that. First of all, I'm going to read you a Bible verse, which is Ephesians 5:2. Um, it's a little bit long, so you have to bear with me, but Ephesians 5, the title in that section is Living in God's Love. It says, be imitators of God in everything you do, for then you will represent your Father as his beloved sons and daughters. So you have to imitate what God does and continue to walk surrendered to the extravagant love of Christ, for he surrendered his life as a sacrifice for us. His great love for us was pleasing to God, like an aroma of adoration, a sweet healing fragrance. So, in order to walk in this place of sacrifice, which means you need to love someone that you don't want to, um, you need to surrender to the extravagant love of Christ. You need to surrender yourself to extravagant love of Jesus for you. So when I was telling God, God, I don't want to do this. Can I just quit? What God told me was, I know, Julie, it is so hard, isn't it? yeah, I know. He was telling me, he agreed with me that it's hard to be with people who are difficult, to be with people who you're not comfortable with. And he was telling me, I know how hard it is, but there is that big cost that you have to pay. You're not going to be comfortable. You might have to bite your tongue sometimes, or you need to overcome when you see that person and you don't like him or her. You need to overcome that feeling and sanctify that feeling with and change that feeling with what God sees them. So he was asking me, I know there's a cost and it's expensive. And I told him it's very expensive. If loving somebody easy would be, let's say, $5, I think loving somebody that's difficult will be, let's say, $10,000, depending how difficult that person is. So I told God, loving people that I don't want to cost $10,000. It's expensive. It's expensive because I have to do certain things that I don't want to do. I have to pay for it. And God did not rebuke me in the car when I was passionate with him. I felt that God was telling me, I understand. I'm not saying it's not costly. It will cost you. But can you do that for me? Can I ask you a favor and love that person for me? And when he asked that, oh my goodness, I just couldn't say anything. Because there is one person in this world that gave up everything for me. I mean, you might have some human people in your life that when they come to you or that person comes to you, hey, can you help me with this? And then you drop everything because you just help them. There's some people like that. You will do everything for them. For example, my parents with my toddler daughter, they will do everything for her. Grandparents love, right? He does it to all of their grandchildren. And believe it or not, they were pretty strict when we were young. When my brother and my sister and we were young, they were pretty strict. And now, whatever my toddler daughter asks, they say yes. So if there's one person in this world that could ask you a favor and you cannot say no, to me, it's Jesus. Because I know there are many, many times I betrayed him. I told him that I love him with my words, but my actions didn't follow. I said, you are my 100%. But when he asked me to do certain very difficult things, sometimes I did them, but many times I ran away. And this is a crossroad for me. He was asking me, would you pay for me for this person? Because I love him. I love her so much. I told him, I don't like her. I don't like him. But God said, I know. I know it's really hard for you. That person might not even benefit you. But would you lay down your preferences, your wants, your ways, but instead, would you pay that price for me to love that person? And I, with that question, I couldn't say no. And that helped me. Okay, I'm not doing it because I want to. I'm not doing it because I'm an angel and I'm such a good person. I know I'm not. In my heart, I don't want to, but I will do it because Jesus asked me to, because he already demonstrated just amazing love to me personally. He saved me from so many pits. He forgave me so many times. So I just can't say no. So here I am in the process. Um, I do have some things that I need to do that he's asking me to do, like meet that person or talk to that person or spend time with that person. I will be doing that and I'll update it here. But that was my challenge for today. And I want to learn how to pay for that price. Because in the Bible, it says when you do things for people who don't deserve it, you're actually lending money to God. God is owing you something. And I think that's really cool. He owes you. Like you could say, God, you owe me, right? By loving people who are difficult, whether it be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your husband or wife, children. Children, sometimes that's hard. Friends around you. And let me just tell you, I'm not talking about being doormat. No, like it, I'm not saying let people just walk over you and then you call. That's not love. That's actually very selfish love because you're not loving for them. You need to love in a way that it will benefit them. So we can talk about that later, but I'm not talking about being a doormat. I'm talking about loving, choosing to love, even though your body and your mind say, I don't want to. So that's my encouragement for you today. And the blessing prayer I want to read is, may God soften your heart to recognize his invitations to deeper love. May he give you courage when loving others feels costly and strength when love feels heavy. May his kindness reshape your preferences, your comfort, and your instincts. May you love not by your own ability, but through the love he has already poured into you. And may you discover that in choosing his way of love, you find more of him and more of who you were created to be. So that's my blessing to you. And I hope that if you are in that situation like me, try it. Try to follow what he says. And you might have to pay the price. It could be $500. It could be $1,000. It could be more. But see what happens in your life when that happens, like when you choose that. And I'll do the same and I'll update you later. Until we meet again.